Hello everyone and welcome back to the Summit 3 America Phase 2 action. We're in our best of 3 series between Evil Geniuses taking on Complexity. Game number 1, Evil Geniuses did take them down, but they did get a bit aggressive there, almost a little sloppy, and they did allow a chance for Complexity to do a bit of a comeback, but ultimately on the back of a very impressive Aoi Chen and a Fear Troll, there was no stopping them from getting what they wanted.
It was just sloppy enough to make it interesting, but
yes,
not sloppy enough that it felt like, oh man, Complexity is about to win this game. It was never really in that much danger. Had they won a couple more fights, it could have been, but it was a pretty risky itemization path they took, going for double Shadow Blade and the Slark Midas, which is a pretty core item on the hero, I feel, most games, but that combination of items meant like their defensive capabilities were entirely hinging on the Tombstone. And if the Tombstone died or was just waited out, then they had no way to hold the high ground.
All right, so we'll have to see in game number 2 if Complexity are going to be able to even things up and we can get to a game 3. And it looks like they are not going to want to deal with that troll anymore, LD. They do ban it out. In addition to that, they ban out the Queen of Pain. For the side of Evil Geniuses, they're actually taking some extra bit of time here to think about their bans. They've done one ban already onto the Sniper, and then everyone disconnected. So maybe I missed something or they had the picks wrong, but I'm looking at the chat. It looks like
Can we try a different e-server this game?
What'd they say?
Only 90 to... Oh, so PPD was lagging, so we're gonna
do a remake for that? All right.
It just said sure that was supposed to be bat anyway.
Okay, that is awkward. All right, well, this is the reason why, you know, those people who like typically complain like, why don't you guys show the first few picks? You know, it's like, listen, you know, we try to get started as soon as the draft begins, just so we know everyone successfully loads into the game. And then once the game is loaded, you really never know. Something like that could happen, and then we're in this awkward position where we have to step out from the game, wait for it to be rehosted, head back in, make sure all 10 players are in there, and maybe someone needs to go take a pee, and then you have to wait for that, and now what could have been a smooth transition into a draft has suddenly become us waiting around. I don't even see the new lobby yet. I don't know what the hell is going on. Apparently everyone left. We need a rehost. I mean, should I host at this point, LD? I don't know if Rob went to take a bathroom break or something, but we're waiting for a new lobby here apparently. So
we'll just go ahead and rehost, I think.
All right. Oh, there it is. Looks like he's here. He's on the case. We'll hop on in here, get back underway, and hopefully it won't take too much longer. So there's not much we can take away from that early draft. Just pretty much the bans out on Troll and Queen of Pain, and then they said they were lagging. We had to move on forward.
Do I have the wrong password here? Oh, there we go. I can't type.
PPD says
good guy PPD.
If it's bad again, I'll just play, he says.
What a nice fella.
I'll take the bit of a laggy disadvantage. Sure, why not? Actually, Fear calling out that maybe we can use US West, but we'll take it as it is. But you know, funny to, you know, it's worthy to note the winner of this series.
How many West players do we have? Because you know that could be a big deal for the US East is default, so depends if the teams agree. Sometimes you have a lot of US West players. I think US West is disproportionately represented relative to how many people live there versus the East Coast. Like, I feel like a lot of the top American players are from the West Coast, but not nearly as many living there population-wise. So, West Coast, best coast. Perhaps there's some truth to it when it comes to Dota.
Yep. Well, they have a small discussion between which server would be best. Obviously, East is our default server. It would take both teams to agree, which they don't. So we're back on East. Everyone's given the go. Go, go, go. I don't even know if all casters are back in here, but who cares? We're ready to play. And so are the teams. So we'll get back loaded in here. I think I can load back into the potential in-game. Whoop. Wait, where's my game? There it is. Okay.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. We didn't miss a whole lot, though. Just the early portion.
Did we miss? I think we might have missed one of our casters.
Oh, well. Well, we tried to go quick. I don't blame them because it didn't look like anything was different. I just noticed it took them a long time to think about a ban. And that's when I always get nervous and try to, you know, check out the chat. And those are, as I said before, the very
main
reasons.
thing is making sure you get the players. That's the big one. Everyone else can cast from Dota TV, and, well, sorry to any other languages that we may have missed, but here we are. Let's see if that back gets banned this time. like Swindle meant to ban, quote unquote.
I'm sure he did.
It was unbanned and not picked last game, right? Or
nope, never mind. I guess he didn't mean to ban the Queen of Pain or something. Now changes it up to the Bat Rider here. Second ban to come. PBD says 200 ping will be playable. Oh well, they'll make it work out here. So, Earthshaker gonna be banned next. So what do we got as for options here that could still be picked up? Axe.
Axe is a good one. Shadow Fiend's out there. The Chen is out there.
If they don't take the Shadow Fiend for themselves, it seems like EG, that's something they like to go for.
EG could very well go into the Shadow Fiend in their own right. Well, at least no Dirty Troll. I think KoL, like, oh man. If they didn't have if VG didn't have a hero like Troll that game, I feel like had they managed to win those fights against other drafts, they might have. If they didn't turn it, it would have the game would have lasted longer. But Battle Trance plus just such a great Aegis carrier makes it very hard to hold the high ground.
So they're gonna actually take the Shadow Fiend themselves, and now as a possible retort from Evil Geniuses, do they consider going with the Chen again, or maybe they look to change things up? PPD had said himself, I believe in one of his theory draft videos that he likes to do from time to time, that he's not one to run the same lineup twice. So by that basis, we probably shouldn't be seeing another Chen to come out and a potential snowball-y kind of a get up for Sumail. Said now opening up, it's going to be a Vengeful Spirit and possibly the Clockwork Universe.
Well, the Venge is a pretty good counter to the Clock. I would say your ally gets hooked, you just swap them out. So potentially just protecting this Clock pick to ensure he'll have some impact, but yeah, you don't normally see this type of opening. Normally at least one core is grabbed, at least early, or a super high impact support, but they're not going to go for that Chen type hero. They'll save it for phase 2 if that's the choice. The one thing I will credit EG for is I feel like they rarely show the same opening more than one game in a row, and maybe it can be a bad thing where you pick heroes your team isn't comfortable with, but I mean, EG seem to have some of the deepest hero pools in the world.
Yeah.
And whereas like I look at like Secret, for example, I feel like Secret has sometimes you'll see them open the same way 3-4 times in a row. That doesn't mean it's bad. It's just a different philosophy where, like for Puppy, I think it's pretty clear at this point. If something works, just keep on running it until a team forces you to adapt. Don't show all your pocket strats or alternative strategies, whereas EG is this idea of, we can run a lot of stuff. We're going to throw different stuff at you every game. We're going to keep you on the back foot, constantly guessing, and you have no idea what's coming, and you probably can't beat it even if you do. So it's just interesting to see that difference in approach to drafts from two of the great captains out there.
I know PPD, though he does like to change up the picks a lot, does like to keep consistent bans. Usually if they have a hero that they just don't like dealing with, they'll ban it every single game. I want to say they did ban the Sniper as well in the previous series, so maybe that just seems to be the target that they don't want to be dealing with themselves.
It's a dirty, dirty hero.
Do they even play Sniper really themselves? Does Sumail play Sniper very often?
Doesn't seem like... I mean, I don't see why he couldn't. Sniper is not rocket science.
Yeah.
I think there's more to Troll than to Sniper, just because of the toggling between melee and range to get in your extra couple of auto attacks and, you know, balance when you need the move speed and
just
slightly
like,
more survivability of the...
Like, we don't want to deal with this hero. Yeah. Just get it the hell out of there.
Screw it.
So, and I don't mind that, certainly not. But
there's still a Storm out there as well. But KoL again getting the Lion, which kind of protects against the Storm pick. At least you have something to deal with him.
Yeah.
If EG want to go that way. What else have they been running? They've been running some other interesting stuff. Looking for EG, we saw the offlane Morphlane. They've run a PL. I think Fear was playing that.
Yeah.
They've run a pretty wide variety of heroes. Like in one game. I am going back 4 or 5 days ago at this point, but Spirit Breaker, Drow, Lena, Void, Zeus. They've run a couple of Zeuses, actually.
Complexity targeting out the jungle pickups, possibly Aoi does like to go for here. The Chen and the Enigma here. Maybe an Enchantress could come there after then if they want to really stick with the jungle play, but if PBD was planning on changing things up regardless, those could be 2 wasted bans if they didn't even have intentions on going more greedy with their secondary support. So after those get banned, Evil Geniuses ban out the Rubik and the Sand King, interestingly enough. And their third pickup, it's going to be a Jug.
Yeah, if you ban Chen and Enigma, then you're screaming, we don't want you to have an aggressive jungler, and often that means we want to have a greedy jungler. And often that means they want to have a greedy jungler and get away with it. So Sand King ban, just insurance against that, I think.
Maybe Axe then? He's still out there.
Huh.
Neither team really acknowledging the red-faced warrior.
That's true. He's pretty good against Jug. I think Venge, one of the better supports to deal with Axe. Whoever you call, just swap him right out. Clock can try to counter-initiate, but still it's a melee carry against an Axe, potentially. So I think Axe could work here. Could just be their offlaner even. Let the Shadow Fiend get the jungle stacks and just see what you can get. And well, good call, Dakota. It's the orange man versus the red man.
They did
Team red so far.
Yeah. I don't know why all these top-notch heroes are just doused in red. Troll, Axe, Shadow Fiend, whatever. But
they're hard on the eyes.
They did run Axe in their last series in the hands of Z-Freak, and they did it in more of a dual lane setup, and Z-Freak just kind of had no respect for the lane. He was going well behind the tower, creep cutting, asserting his dominance. He did hand over an early kill, but he had taken so much already from the lane that it really didn't matter. So, and I remember that distinctly because it was myself and Zyori making the joke that, you know, he'll probably just go with the Legionnaire kind of a play from back in Hyundai. But we'll see if he gets his lucky here. The next pickup here for Evil Genius is going to be the Skywrath Mage here, possibly your Owie hero.
Very different draft, though. I mean, compare this to last game where it was all built around taking Roche early and pushing early. Now, it is worth mentioning they're Radiant, so Radiant's it does seem a little bit weaker taking Roche, but I mean, not nearly as much as the old patch. If you feel confident in your Roche taking abilities, you can still go for it, but seems clear EG's approach when they're on Radiant, at least for this game, is going to be more like get kills, dominate early, and try and snowball that way, rather than just looking to take objectives with the Troll Chen TA push and Roche combo. Interesting difference in style.
We could see a secondary defensive support here for complexity if they wanted to run those kind of dual lanes.
What are you thinking?
Have
Like
someone with the
Disruptor
axe.
here or Dazzle?
Dazzle, Disruptor,
Abaddon.
something along those lines. Abaddon, yeah.
It's not a great Abaddon game. Good against Venge Skywrath, but not exceptional.
Good against offlane Morph, but that's not the case this time.
It could vary, well, actually, no, I guess not. No, with the Clockwork.
No. With the Clockwork
So they'll be looking for a Sumail hero. Seems like they're leaving his hero to last, and
it is the Dazzle.
Again, you're on a roll here, buddy.
So now I'm anticipating they'll be running this Dazzle and Axe together in the offlane getup. You have Lion there for your top +1. Their 5th pick, their Ziz hero. Ziz last series did toy with the Viper, a core Viper. It made sense then because they're going against a Tiny Wisp and they could use that bit of kiting ability. Do you think Viper poses enough of a threat against the Jug that it could be a worthy grab? Or do you think they'll have to look elsewhere? Slark is another option. He used it last game. He used it last series. It's still out there and available.
Yeah, I don't mind Viper too much. He's up against a Clockwork. If he goes... Well, I guess he would go mid, so he'd be up against Shadow Fiend. Oh, sorry, you're saying for complexity.
For complexity, yeah. Well, I mean, they got a ban here from Evil Geniuses. So they got to know it's the Ziz grab.
So then it's probably, I guess, a safe lane Viper versus the Clockwork. He's decent there. Clock will always get some experience just with the cogs. And then you're trading the Jug for the Viper, which isn't great, but if that allows you to move your supports around to win mid or to protect your mid Shadow Fiend, then it can well be worth it. Maybe they stack early for the Axe. Other option, if they want to risk it, is to play greedy and run a jungle Axe or like get someone else who goes to the jungle, but I don't think you really want to play that way against EG. They're good at punishing greed, and they are going to ban a hero along the lines of the Viper. They will remove the Razor here.
Fair enough.
Strong laner who can dominate a Clockwork.
Works good with Axe because he's going to be holding him there, so that's guaranteed static link time. So it works out beautifully in that sense. So now that that's been removed, the retort is going to be the Storm Spirit ban. So still,
how about that Tinker?
Tinker,
the
Wind Ranger,
Tinker?
Lina. Lina's very good against Shadow Fiend.
Magnus. All right, time to see a little
Sumail Magnus.
Time to see a little diversity here from EG. This is not an. Let's see, have they run any mag? No mag in their past 10 games.
Who was it? It was in actually the series earlier, probably even the Polar Secret series where someone ran a Magnus and they made the call like, oh, he doesn't usually run these kind of heroes.
G,
he likes
I think?
Yeah, G. I think it's kind of the same thing. Sumail and G, they like more of those core snowbally mid laners. And Magnus is more of a playmaker. Like, he kind of sets everything up. And, uh-oh, we have a last-minute change-up here from Complexity. That is a core carry Axe. And then a last-minute Broodmother pickup. Okay.
That Brood Dazzle duo, man, that is dirty with the heal bombs.
Okay.
This gets interesting. I don't know if this would... I imagine this may catch EG a bit off guard, because like you said, you see the Axe, you kind of assume that's their offlaner, and that is how most teams run it. This could be a pick that trips EG up. They are by no means a great lineup to shut down Brood. They don't have one of those excellent gem carrier hunters like the Storm, the Bat Rider. They don't have AoE from their supports. Now, they do have the Clockwork, who's a decent hero to catch her. But I think it's a game where Brood, even if she doesn't dominate, can create a lot of space for the team.
So you're thinking maybe a solo safe lane Brood to go toe-to-toe with the Clockwork and have the other three go party on the bottom? Or do you think you just kind of have...
I think you want to go off lane here and really pressure the supports.
Okay.
The other issue is, I mean, who do you go off lane with then? The Axe Dazzle or Axe Dazzle Lion? I still feel like that lane could end up giving up kills. So, well, PPD, a little exclamation point there on his GLHF.
He's really excited.
He wants everyone to have fun. That's the spirit.
Oh, man.
That's the stuff. Complexity trailing, one in the best of three, but still showing some horse faces, trying to have a little fun here. And I think this pick could work, Dakota. It could catch EG very much off guard. At the same time, EG have the Juggernaut Magnus duo. Very dirty if you get the big RPs.
Yeah, I mean, one big RP plus the Empower, that's sure to be on your Jug, and he's hacking and slashing away, and that spreads across everyone that Sumail connects with. Sumail may be a bit rusty. I mean, we don't know, of course, what they run in their scrim play, but he could be a bit rusty with Magnus play.
You haven't seen him run this in any NEL, have you? Or?
Nope, not that I've seen as of recent. But then again, you know, it's not like I can watch all NEL matches, so we'll have to see. I'm getting excited for this one, LD. Game number 2 of this best-of-3 series. It's match point for EG. They win this one, they get to move on forward to play Not Today, who did win in their matchup earlier against Leviathan.
Oh, okay. He dropped his web so that he couldn't actually get in it, but he ate a tree to make his way up onto the high ground and try to steal this bounty rune.
He wants to play a sneaky here.
It's really hard to... When Sumail's like on top of the rune, it gets really hard to actually select it, so... Not able to grab that bounty.
I mean, his big fat body Magnus has.
Girthy Magnus, to steal your favorite word.
Well, we'll see here. So you're right, Z-Freak is going to be repping the offlane at his solo, just looking to kind of throw together his soul ring, get level 3. PPD does not have any sort of detection on hand. We check over with Owie. They have 2 sentries.
No dust.
That's fine, though. They can make it work here with 2 sentries. Swindle Melons, though. Look at him on his lion here. He wants a courier. Sumail, who didn't quite rush bottle immediately, still has a stout shield and lots of regen. It's going to be a bit if Sumail or Swindle wants to wait around, and it looks like he's not going to wait much longer.
You know, the thing is, he may have actually made it work because they did not have a ward up near that topper, and he may just stick around and try to go for this. I think the call will be made by Ritsu that... Oh, there's CZ Freak bottom.
Yeah, this is awkward for your Spider early on.
Trying to nerd out in the tree line here.
Ooh, he's trying to be slippery here. Waiting behind. Eventually he will pop out, and Owie will slap him with an arcane bolt. But look who's coming in from behind mid lane. They want to take advantage of this Magnus early on. He fakes out the skewer once.
Swindle.
Ouch,
that was not worth.
Boom. Big damage. Oh man! What a catch from Sumail. He skewers forward and shockwaves just to catch him with that. Swindle.
And now he's not going to snipe the courier either.
Okay.
Jeez, that hurts.
Man.
Top lane. Sizzy doing some good harass here to Universe. Both off lane are struggling, and that's where... That could have been a bottle snipe to start the game off, and with no rune ward, there's a decent chance they get it. Instead, it ends up being a first blood and no bottle snipe here for EG. Sumail just playing smart, making plays in the mid lane. He's known for doing this.
Yeah.
Gets it done again.
And it typically should be a matchup where Shadow Fiend should have the upper hand on paper, but with a boost like that, it's not going to be as easy here.
And he's got a double damager now. He's just going to go in on the Swindle. Has the skewer, uses it. Wants to dive this tower, needs 1 or 2 more auto attacks to get the kill. With a shockwave follow-up, his bottom lane, they continue to just plop down sentries all over the place. They know Z-Freak's in the neighborhood, and they're going to scout him out here. They've managed to damage him with the Wave of Terror, and all of a sudden, he can't run through the trees. He'll get Blade Furied and brought down. So they're now winning mid with the bottle, with the first blood, and dodging the bottle snipe, and now they get to kill bottom. So 2 lanes going well for EG. Universe, almost level 4, so I would say he's doing all he needs to do in this lane, and Well, could be 3 lanes won at that rate. CoL misses top, and Universe just continues to get everything he needs to out of this top lane.
I mean, eventually the Brood could use the assistance of this Dazzle in the bottom lane, and that's when we can see maybe some of those quick heal bombs. But for now, Brood needs to take the time to try to find her way and get some levels. Still at level 2. Does throw down a sentry, removes the 1 up and above. So has a bit more wiggle room now. But yeah, with that 1 takedown, does solidify this bottom dominance here for EG. Fear will continue to have uncontested farm as he goes forward into his phase boots. Maybe now these supports don't have to be here as long. It looks like PPD's already going to go out. Has a smoke, not using it quite yet, but if he wants to look to set something up, possibly towards this mid lane, he could certainly do so.
Yeah, this is a concern here. Shadow Fiend is supposed to dominate the mag, and where he should be significantly up. You can see Ritsu is really CSing nicely, but not able to get as much of a lead as he would like, thanks to that first blood. That really makes the big difference here. Still, going into the mid game, if they can just catch up, calm down, get the Blink Dagger on Zizzy. They have the Broodmother, who still, even if she dies here or there isn't much in the way of AoE to clear out the spider lanes, but hold that thought, because PPD smoked up, looking to make a play on mid. If he gets a stun into a skewer back, could easily be a kill here. Bounty rune grabbed by Swindle. Now he's going back.
Maybe hoping that Shadow Fiend would go towards that rune top, but that's not the case this time.
Yeah, with the support grabbing the rune, PPD may just give up.
Swindle's coming in from behind.
Well, oh, the mag's actually going bottom rune. Maybe they can catch him out and punish him. Hex to start. Not even going to bother. They'll just let PPD walk away, and he will. He'll give up on the mid gank, but he also doesn't really get punished for it.
Yeah. So they know PPD's not near this bottom lane. Maybe that means Z-Freak can feel a little bit more comfortable on his Brood. Dancing about for now. Aoi does make his return. Now your Brood does almost have his Soul Ring. Actually, might be complete on Courier, which is currently occupied in the mid lane. Nope, not the case. Just dancing around here with Ritsu, it looks like for now. 26 and 11 for him. Your top CS, though, does belong to Ziz. No surprise. And your top lane Axe. Still kind of going muscle power here against the Universe and his Clockwork.
Ritsu. Mag is about to hit level 6 here. This is where there's a little kill potential for the Mag, especially if he wears you down with the shockwaves. They are bringing in the Venge top as well. Sumail, you can see him posting up now, has the regen rune, about to get it. Oh, continues to just spam him down, and he's going to pop the regen, get level 6. And that's where Ritsu needs to sit far back, make sure he's at full HP, and ideally hug the tower so that he's not in too much danger of dying. They do scout out PPD here. Swindle gonna exchange blows, but you really can't trade with Avenge. 4 armor versus 1, and just a solid right-clicking hero in general. A lot of pressure on the Shadow Fiend. He is not, now that the lane stage is over, he's not having an easy time. Top lane, though, Zizzy engaging with the Universe. Where are the spins? He's just not getting them. Finally a spin will come out, but it's not enough.
Oh, man, that's a one-on-one takedown for the Clockwork. The second he gets level 6, a lane where you'd think that more of an advantage there for your Axe. He gets a good jump in and makes it happen.
Didn't even use the hook. Just walked in, found him at the side shop, and gets it done.
What a player.
You know, that's one you just can't afford to give up. You're running a dual lane top. It's a Clockwork versus Axe where at best it's even, and often we see the Axes just win, but great grab there by Universe, just catch him out in the tree line. Not something you expect.
Z-Freak now able to kind of nuke and at least get some Broodlings together to work with. Not quite at the level where he can at least use the jungle nearby, but it's still plenty of time for Fear to continue to farm up. Second in net worth right now. His phase boots are already done. And he's just making good timing. Aoi does plant a ward, and he's going to get the deny on the sentry nearby. He wants to come in, and he takes out the sentry at the same moment, so they end up trading sentries here.
Squeak gets off the grave. Nope, doesn't even cast it. Gets chain stunned. With battery assault, the Venge missile. They'll bring him down. Another kill in this top lane. Starting to really add up here.
Back at mid, we have yet to see the RP unleashed. I'm sure Sumail has got an itchy trigger finger. Love to make a big play here with it. And in the meantime, Swindle just trying to get a little bit of solo XP while he can.
Make a move on him, yeah. In danger now. They're just around the tree line. Now they scout him out with the rocket. AUI gonna hunt him. Nukes him once. Swindle has an impale.
Shockwave. Got him again. As 2 skewer snipes onto Swindle from Sumail. Magnus, man, the no-scope. Okay,
now the courier gets sniped as well.
Okay, what the?
Auto attack down by Ritsu. I think it was following... Oh, top lane. More action breaking out as Ziz gets caught. Clockwork doesn't hook again. They just get the initial stun off from the bench, follow up, and another kill on your safe lane. Axe. The idea here is to get a very fast blink, but with the deaths starting to pile up, he's been delayed in his efforts. I think the courier was trying to go to the mag, and then he like runs around this way, and so the courier continues to follow him and just gets in range of the tower and maybe a single Shadow Fiend auto attack. It was carrying an energy booster.
Arcane Boots of Sumail going to be put off a bit because of it. So, not too dramatic, but that is a nice little gold boost for Complexity. They certainly need it. It's 6-0. They have yet to get their first kill in this game, proving to be very difficult across the whole map. Universe was able to get a nice grab there on the Axe in the top lane. We've already seen multiple times what Sumail's been able to do here, and Fear has not really been contested quite yet on the bottom, as is Jug. Yet to really make anything happen with an Omni Slash, but it really
Hasted Universe going in top, looking for that opening. Again, they just want to keep on shutting down Ziz, and they're going to close the distance. Corner him in. He gets off a call to drag Universe back towards the tower, and that will be enough to save him. If he gets caught away from it, he goes down, but instead he'll just walk away. PPD able to retreat out as well, and although they don't get the kill, they don't really, it doesn't really cost them a whole lot either. Still waiting for an opening here.
EG are being pretty adventurous, and that means their supports don't really have a lot as far as levels go, but I guess you could say the same thing for the Complexity side. I'm just banking that it would be nice. Owie is be able to throw together a Mystic Flare with his kind of a team. It shouldn't be too hard to get the quick follow-up, whether it be the Universe lead-in with a hook shot and some cogs or what. But they have eyes for this top lane still. Like vultures. They're just flying around to see an opportunity to maybe make a pounce.
I am really wondering what Ritsu wants to buy. He's got 2,300 gold. Is this a Yule's game? Does he look towards the mech? Does he even rush BKB? You can make an argument for any of these items. The Yule is good against, really good against the hookshot Mystic Flare. Mech would help them team fight, and they're a pretty strong 4-man unit, but
Yules.
while he's busy trying to decide, they're going to make a go on him. Universe swooping in towards mid. Courier flying past. I think it just scouted PPD, but they get off the hookshot to start it off. Now the follow-up comes. Axe going to TP and doesn't have his blink yet. Surrounded in the cogs. No defensive supports ready. They'll get the kill. Call comes out from Ziz. Might get a single chop here. The dunk is successful. He stays alive. Now the Dazzle coming in. Does Zizzy want to re-engage? No, he'll back out. So it ends up being a 1-for-1, but a Shadow Fiend for a clock, a trade EG will take any day of the week.
And with that kill, Ziz gets his Blink Dagger on the Axe. This could be a game changer here for Complexity early on.
He's the guy. He's the one who has to go around setting up kills.
Yes.
The Brood's not going to do it. The Shadow Fiend isn't snowballing, but although he is farming really well in the jungle and keeping up, he's not exceeding this Magnus by any stretch. And speaking of Blink Dagger, Sumail just bought his as well. It's on the courier heading towards bottom.
He got the Blink Dagger before even the Arcane Boots came from the courier. Okay, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, I guess with all the regen runes he's been getting, he hasn't really needed it. So
yeah, he's a bit of a rune lord this game, not gonna lie, but
it's partially down to the supports who've done a good job of pressuring mid and keeping the Shadow Fiend back. And yeah, I think with this, all eyes really should be centered on Zizzy.
Yes.
He's the one who should be looking to make plays. And
I mean, it's a safe lane core Axe. You got to be making big plays here.
It gets hard because there's already swap online and there's hookshot ready by the time this blink comes out. So, two heroes to counter initiate. Juggernaut, who you really, if you don't kill him, he's going to turn the fight with an Omni Slash. So, a lot of turnaround potential for EG, and it makes it hard to find easy openings. Ziz currently just hiding top, playing scared. And, well, if he's hiding in his tower, he ain't really pressuring or threatening EG around the map.
They smoke up. Does EG? What felt like maybe they want to make something happen with their new Blink Dagger and RP ready to go. Universe uses his smoke to head towards the bottom, trying to scout out Z-Freak here. Do they have detection in case they get a hold of him? They don't between
They get the call top lane onto AUI, and oh, you blink, you'll miss it.
Yeah, I did.
Didn't even have to use the finger. They just get the blink call. They secure the kill. It is a support Skyreth mage, but AUI did get his level 6, so I think he'll still be okay getting his levels there, but nice pick off. Maybe they get more here. Universal TP in. Anyone he's able to get this blink call on is an easy takedown with the finger in tow. You gotta be careful here if you're EG.
So they'll wait behind for now, but I don't think they're going to make a committed jump onto Universe near the tower. So it looks like they'll pull back and behind. So outside of that, the smoke from Evil Genius is not really amounting to a whole lot at this point. PPD still hanging around this mid lane, almost level 7 for your support. It's not too shabby, but still yet to see the big RP come out from Sumail. And bottom lane,
Look at Z-Freak. He wants that heal bomb with Squee.
He's getting a bit more comfortable here. Now that Squee shows up and they put the ward behind the tower, they managed to bully Fear away from the lane, and he's going to look to head towards mid, it looks like.
The Spiderlings look weird when I'm zooming in on them. Just like this little dog pile of bulbous creatures poking away at the tower, but the damage does add up when there's that many. And EG are starting to get boxed in. If they forfeit this tower bottom, then their jungle can be infested and taken over. But they're busy with other objectives. They want these Ancients. Now they've got actually 3 points in Empower. He just sits at level 2 skewer, and now they try to make their go bottom. Looks like they're going to miss on the hook shot.
Not there. Sumail with Blink. They do not see an opening.
This is ideal. They clear out a massive Ancient stack. They also hold the tower bottom. Now, does Complexity still want to push on in? It doesn't seem like it. I don't think they realized it, but that's a big injection of gold going EG's way. Now Fear on 2.5k. But yeah, interesting to point out, there was a period where we saw... Oh, top lane.
Yep, they make the swap. PPD, Hexed immediately. Swindle, though, trying to be on the run, but there's a magic missile, and Fear just one auto attack is all it takes to clean
now
them
bottom.
up.
They got Universe with a blink call. Do they get that dunk in time? He's trying to TP out. Gotta make sure you don't whiff it. Oh! Kaboom.
If he had done that dunk one auto attack early, I think Universe would have been able to make it away.
And it's natural to panic when you see him TP.
There's an RP. It does catch Z-Freak.
That heal, though, did a lot of work. Brought Sumail low. Now the call. Chop number 1. They get him. They're looking maybe for Fear. He's got Omni Slash, but stay near the Spiderlings. You'll be okay. Chop number 2. He gets up the Omni, but it's nothing but spiders he hits. And dunk number 3. It's a triple for Zizzy. And now looks like AUI will be next. This is going to be 4. Probably dropping here. While in the mid, there's also action breaking out with Shadow Fiend going in onto the Venge, perhaps? No, Invis Venge right now. So it looks like AUI just helplessly run down. This Invisvern's got a little bit of time left. He'll have a Clockwork respawning, just runs right down mid, wanting to set up on the Shadow Fiend, but the damage is done. Max getting a lot of heavy lifting done here for Complexity.
He needs to, though. We keep making that call out that this is his time to shine, and he better get the most out of it, because later on into the game, when you have a farm jug, a setup coming out from your Magnus, it's just not going to be as easy, but that is what they were asking for.
So
all
it went
those
from
Spiderlings, man.
They went from what, 7 to 1 to 8 to 6?
Yeah.
What a turn.
Very big turn. So Complexity benefit a lot from it. That Brood Army, able to mitigate that Omni Slash, certainly helps out. The RP was there, but not as dramatic as they wanted. It's only connected on one. Swindle, though, could be in trouble once more. Will be. He goes down again. In a hard game for your Lion, who's just trying to find some time to get some solo XP. And
he's almost got the blink. That's the item. You get that? You're a happy Lion, but it has been a bit delayed here by the repeated deaths. Still, his net worth is better than the EG supports. I think mostly thanks to the... I think it's a 1-tower advantage. Yeah, it is. But that could change quickly now with Fear looking to correct that and take one top.
3 seconds for RP here. Sumail waits in the corner.
Could be a good opening. Shockwave just blinks on back. Sumail not ready to fight. 1 for 1 tower at best.
Yeah. Could go down if they trade for the one at the top lane there. Mid does go down. Top will go down thereafter from the hands of Fear. But Z-Freak also has been pestering this bottom lane. Your Broodmother starting to do brood things, taking over the jungle, taking away these side camps, has the Midas to work with, trying to throw together an Orchid.
And this is where Roshan starts to become a possibility for KoL. With the tier 1 down bottom, and with the brood always in the EG jungle, it's hard to sneak into the Rosh pit. They still have their tier 1 up mid, so there's like no real good angle for EG to approach from. At the same time, does an Aegis really do that much for these KoL heroes? I don't feel like anyone's an exceptional Aegis carrier, but just getting the golden experience, if nothing else, is still well worth it, so... I think we'll see them go for the Aegis soon. EG may even be content to let them have it. They are running a Jug Magnus with a Venge for the minus armor, so you've got some disgusting late game potential here, and I don't even know if they would be worried if they were playing from behind with this type of draft. And well, I mean, even farther behind than they are. This is a pretty manageable lead, considering it's 2 towers now just to 1, and I think it's something that Complexity can easily turn around. Just 1 good RP, that's really all it's going to take. You got them level 3 in power, and we'll probably be level 4 soon.
They smoke up. They're heading towards the north here. Love to find an opening. They're heading way deep. You get a nice little aggressive ward.
See the lion swindle. He just wants his Blink Dagger.
So close, 100 gold away. Not happening here unless he gets away. Skewer shoves him back. Fear will clean him up once more. Sumail gets the last hit in.
TP out. He was just out of rocket vision right over there. Very close to getting caught. Ziz also close to getting caught. Blinks away, but well, space created for your bottom lane, Dakota.
Yep.
Z-Freak the winner, at least as far as CoL is concerned.
Aha! My lane now, fools. He'll be able to push. Rocket does come in. He cleans up a couple of the broodlings. And then the wave, almost enough to finish off the little army, but it does force EG to kind of put some attention towards this bottom lane. Z-Freak, once he sees that, he just goes to town, farming elsewhere, taking away little bits of here and there from the EG woods.
Speaking of EG, they continue to play aggressive. They got Mystic Flare, they got Hookshot. Got to get AUI close enough that he can get in range for this, and he's looking for it. But creeps are not cooperating right now. They're blocking things off. Squee, I think, might have seen them. No, Blink, RP, he dodges it.
What a quick trigger reaction there from Ziz. Very nice blink back, and that's an RP down.
Yeah, I guess ideally you hit him with the rocket and then go in with the Blink RP, but he was just ready for that one, man. Fast reactions. With RP down now, it's an opening for CoL. What do they want to do with this? Do they try to go for the Roche? Do they look for a smoke play? Do they just contentedly sit back and farm? I'm not sure, but this is definitely an opening. That RP is a crucial part of the EG team fight.
PBD pinging out the bottom lane says maybe I might need some assistance here at some point. But for now, it looks like EG's still kind of hanging around this top lane get up. Aoi and Universe have been here for quite a while to scout things, and as you've said, Complexity maybe look to take advantage of this opportunity while the RP is down. Maybe they're just content to keep on farming it on up. How's Swindle doing to get that Blink Dagger? He's got it now.
Bottom lane, Hookshot narrowly missing. Z-Freak was right here and just juke south, the hook barely failing to connect, and well, the tower will be denied bottom, but Complexity's still going to be happy with that as mid lane. There may be a go here on Fear as mana's being drained. He's sprinting down towards the Brood. Or actually back towards safety, it looks like.
Yeah. Manta has been complete as well on Ritsu over his Shadow Fiend. After the Yules, he's got the full Manta back at home here. He's slowly building up some potential here.
Good verse that Skywrath Silence. It's he's got the Yules and the Manta now, so try to Manta out of Cogs. It can be a decent
Manta
counter for them as well.
Good against Jug with his Omni Slash as well. Can't forget that.
Although with Cleave, not great. So
it might eat a slash or two.
We'll see. Yeah, it'll eat probably at least a slash or two.
That's something. How many times have you seen
the real counter to
the
Omni is going to be the Yule Scepter and the Grave.
Yeah.
Those, which is a max Grave, I want to point out. Squee, maxing the heal goes really well with the Spiderlings, as we mentioned, and just skipping the Poison Touch entirely. But Blink Call on the mid lane, swap out. They were ready for this one. Now the RP catches them both. The Cogs coming out as well. Make it 3. They all end up falling. Just not enough damage. Now Z-Freak choosing to join the fight. He'll pay as well. One big RP, Dakota. That is all it takes.
I don't think Z-Freak should have been there. He should have just kept doing the Brood thing there at the bottom lane, but he does get involved and he will go down. That is a huge, dramatic turn for EG to wipe the floor with 3, actually 4, and now they'll be able to take down the tier 1. Beautifully set up right there. They just anticipated that kind of a jump, made the quick swap and turnaround. Evil Geniuses being one step ahead with that fight, and now they segue into the Roche Pit. Looks like an easy Aegis is about to come their way.
Level 3 Omni Slash coming soon. He's going Scotty. Even more stats to go with that Empower. And man, that is a quick Roche. Well, grab that Aegis. Back out. EG. One fight. And it goes from being a 5k gold lead to an EG lead.
You're right.
Completely turning the game in one fell swoop.
So, Complexity with their squad that could fall off a bit sooner. Maybe pressure's on them now to kind of bring the game right back. Universe looking to finish out a Force Staff as 2 of the components. He's actually on the way there as he adds pressure towards the mid lane. Here comes Ritsu. Has not yet pulled out for a big dramatic Spirit Bomb LD. Has yet to even get a kill under his belt. Very inactive for your Shadow Fiend.
He's farmed well. He's CS'd well. He's still your leader in last hits, but like you said, he hasn't really made plays. When we saw Sumail first during this Yule's build, he wasn't just farming with it. He was finding solo kills, creating space for his team, and it's kind of a dangerous game to go around doing that against the Jug Omni and the Mystic Flare hook, but At the same time, it's just been a very passive showing so far. Whereas EG now look to get aggressive. They're going to push the bottom lane. It's a tier 1 for tier 1 so far. It looks like that'll be the trade, but if that is the trade, it's an EG favored trade, because this tower at bottom is much more important for Roshan.
Oh, yeah.
And when you're down on towers, which I believe they were heading into that, yeah, they were down 1 or 2 towers. Now it's equalizing things out nicely. Swindle might set up a kill mid though. No, he's just gonna back off.
Narrowly see Universe there. Now the rocket pops. Not gonna get hit with the rocket, so Swindle did still have the blink, but not using it quite yet.
By the way, PPD got a gem. I don't know if we officially mentioned that.
No, it was not official.
Okay, it's official now.
We have officially addressed the fact that PPD has a gem.
We've released a signed, certified statement.
Be on the lookout if you're a brood mother who thrives on being in biz for PPD. And your wards also. He's going to look to be one step ahead with the map control. They continue to move down this bottom lane where Brood once thrived, and they're going to add pressure now on a tier 2. Do Complexity look to pull back, or do they just kind of sack it here? They have hopeful eyes on trying to make a jump play happen onto Universe. They see him with this ward on the high ground, but he is playing very cautiously, and he is not an easy target to go for.
Thanks for the 4 stat fear, he says. He's going to keep on pushing now. That's 2 towers taken, just for the tier 1 top. Excellent trade for EG, and they're not done yet. They're going high ground, Dakota.
He hits so hard with this Empower as well. He's got plenty of stat boosts. He has Scotty already complete.
Outside the base, the Lions TPing in very aggressive position here from Swindle. Not spotted by EG. If they could just quickly bring down Sumail, that would be an excellent way to start the fight, but doesn't seem like they'll get that opening.
I don't think they want to let up quite yet, though. Looks like maybe they could make a setup play.
Fear is just proudly parading up here on the high ground. Anyone who walks near is mincemeat for his Omni Slash.
Yeah, especially now that he has still the Empower on, a Mask of Madness to put on top of it. Nearby Z-Freak here.
Well, you know,
Still
PPD
waiting.
said he did a cast for us a couple months ago that he doesn't think Broodmother's strong. The hero falls off. You get your tower even too, and then what? As the courier makes a very bold delivery, and no, guess there must be a brood there.
Must be something here.
Huh, that's really odd.
Hey, Scooby. There's a courier here.
That was a very aggressive delivery. I'm not sure about that.
All right, bit awkward there. Unfortunately, your spider will be squished. On your note about what PPD's thoughts are on the Brood Mother.
That's what I think about
shows
Brood.
It, okay, well, they move forward, looking to clear out the next tier 2. And it's now mid lane where Complexity might have to do something about it on the other side of the world. Ziz, he's got a Sage on hand. I don't know if it's going to turn to a Halberd or not. But he needs more time if he wants to finish it. But he doesn't have time because EG, they're already inside the baseline here. Now adding pressure onto this mid tier 3.
Still got a minute on the Aegis. Perfect time to go, baby. Go.
Oh, the weave does go out from your Dazzle. Minus armor.
Can Ziz get that big blink call? He can't because it's disabled here. Nice rocket to prevent that blink in. Now a wave of terror to cancel it once again. And the hook comes in. It's going to catch out Squee to the north. Your Dazzle out of the fight as Fear will instantly bring down the Lion. Squee trying to run away, but Universe, well, maybe won't let him go. The Urn coming in, gets off the heel, barely surviving still though. Dazzle out of the fight. Blink Skewer just coming on through. Don't mind me. That will be potentially Lane of Rex here, Dakota.
Yeah, they're trying their best to slow him down. Requiem the Fly doesn't really do a whole lot.
Oh no.
Yules, and it's mistimed apparently. Fear, he still has his extra life. He's going to be dunked down from the first one. But
when a Brood has to come home to play base defense, that's when you know you're in trouble.
All right.
Silence there by AUI, preventing a blink call. Now the RP. He found 2 again. Sumail, line him up, knock him down. Pushes him back in, and EG. Clean house. That's 5 dead. Only 2 buybacks. 2 will respawn. I don't know if it matters. If they all buy back. EG just looking like they can just run over Complexity. Started off as a 7-1 game. Then it went to 8-6. And since then, EG has put up 12 unreturned kills. They just continue to pile on the damage. Now diving into Squee, who just respawned. As soon as he respawns, he's dead again. And it looks like this is just about it. They're just getting brutalized at this point.
22-7, Complexity getting ready to accept the fact that they might have been just shoved right back down into the lower bracket. And Evil Geniuses continue to show that they are a tier 1 team and that the gap between them and everyone else is pretty big. Even with these unconventional
the
pickups,
last team in their path to a straight 3 undefeated series to the LAN finals will be not today. With a new roster, but I mean, if you had said going into the... If EG was magically in the Summit 2 qualifiers, which they were directly invited because they were defending champions, I think Not Today would have been one of the top candidates to take them down, or at least to take a game off of them. EG still would have been heavily favored, but out of the teams in that event, I think most would have put Not Today towards the top of the list. That said, though, this EG team is not messing around, man. They want a quick, clean entry to the event. They turned down the Red Bull tournament, scheduled a week before the Summit, because they said they just want to focus on the Summit 3. That's their big event in May. Probably have ESL Frankfurt the next month. Well, they will have ESL Frankfurt the next month in Germany, and those will be their 2 big events. So they're serious about this one. They're 1 series away from qualifying, and I'm sure they would love to make a statement and go undefeated en route.
Well, they're on the
warpath.
Getting that done. Yeah, Fear with an Invis rune, going hunting for an easy pick from behind here. Doesn't have a blink to catch up.
Come over here, Dazzle. Give me a
Dazzle's
hug.
like, get the hell away from me. I'm back in base, but not even base is safe. Ready? Here it comes. Whoa, go! You're dead. See you later.
Squee probably moving his camera for a quarter of a second there, and
it's like, well, I'm dead now.
Too late.
Okay. Oof. Flying out now, 40 seconds, no buyback. EG now going to the top lane. They'll clear out this last outer tower as they look to put a lid on this game.
It's such a statement when it's 8-6 and they put up 12 unanswered kills, take the Roche, win every fight. That's right after KotLGuy get the triple dunk bottom from Ziz's axe, and it's like, okay, now maybe KotLGuy's lineup starts to come into its own, but they just made no mistakes after that. Slight blips in the radar, but this is Dota. It is a game of mistakes by its very nature. And they've had very few ever since that one skirmish.
They want to go out with a bang here. They got Refresher on Sumail. I want a big double RP.
Double skewer, double RP.
Double skewer that would make a certain noob from UA cream his pants. That's what I want to see right now, but just a chopping on the racks.
I think he makes those videos in his sleep. Because he's always awake, apparently.
Okay, Agnum's complete on Universe. There's your Scotty for your Shadow Fiend. Is it enough to pull him back into this game, though? Oi! Ole!
That won't make noob.
Aha, gotcha! Swindle lets him know, I see you, boy.
Nice heal bomb. They didn't have mana for the finger, though. Swindle trying to get it, and then
oh, Jesus Christ!
Good luck with that, my friend.
Fear, he hits pretty damn hard. And he's actually getting hit. Okay, there's one RP, does catch. But the Manta, alright, props there. He does sidestep it with the Manta, but yeah, they still get the kill. They still get the win. GG's call.
Not good enough.
They've had enough.
That was a pretty sick play, though.
It
Shout
was.
out to Ritsu.
Ritsu, their last stand in there. So he got his moment. But okay, well.
But only a moment, and then it was gone. And now there's only 2 in the winner bracket. Not Today and EG. EG will go in as heavy favorites. Even if Not Today takes 1 game, it will be considered a bit of a surprise. If they manage to take the series, that will be considered a shocker. But they are the last team that stands between EG and the Summit 3.
Yeah, you know, coming into this, a lot of people question why a team like EG has to bother playing through these kind of qualifiers. And sure, they are proving that they deserve the title of maybe a direct invite, but how often are these teams going to be able to really measure up of the true powerhouse that is EG?
Well, they're not playing Canada Cup. They're playing Dota Pit, but none of these up-and-coming American teams are. Is Tinker in Dota Pit? Maybe Tinker is. But
maybe Tinker.
I can't.
If you
I don't
call
know
them an NA
point.
team at this point. You know,
NA team. It's good experience for these teams. Obviously, EG be a shock if they don't qualify, even if they just drop a game to Not Today again. I think that'd be a pretty big surprise, but well, like you said, there's very few opportunities to play against the best, and well, EG are making that statement. They're saying, we deserve to be at the Summit. We're going to prove it. They're 1 series away. Not Today, good news for them is even if they get crushed by EG, they have a second shot, and they've got the easier road to the lower bracket finals. So.
Yeah, so with that, KotLGuy, admirable effort, but they will be knocked down. And let's see if we can go ahead and look over at the bracket here. If XSplit will cooperate with me. Come on, buddy. There you go. You got to warm up the button first, apparently. Come on.
Well, apparently you didn't warm it up enough.
Come on. What is wrong with this thing?
Stop clicking it.
Okay, I'm going to let it go.
You got to pause the stream, buddy.
There it goes.
You're making that poor CPU work too hard.
All
All
right.
this flash open.
All right, I got it. Okay. So, okay. Now let's see what we got here. It looks like it is going to be, so KotLGuy get knocked down. They get to face Wheel as I believe we do that flip, so they don't have to face the same team previously.
Yes.
So Complexity will face Wheel in the lower bracket. I believe that action's probably going to be coming tomorrow. And Leviathan, who were knocked out earlier, or not knocked out, but knocked down from Not Today earlier, are going to have to take on E-Hug. And as we already pointed out, that means Evil Geniuses are going to meet Not Today in the winner bracket final.
So after tomorrow, we'll be down to 4 teams, and 2 of them are coming to LAN.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Excellent. So with that, we wrap things up now. That is America action for you today. We'll be back tomorrow for more, plus Europe action just before that. That is getting down to the wire, and it's getting pretty damn intense.
Asus Polar, they had this grindy best of 5 versus Secret. Couldn't get the job done. Now they got to claw their way back.
All right, so we'll find all those answers tomorrow as far as who's going to be that second spot for the Summit 3, and then we get to find out more America action here. So thank you so much, folks, for being on the Summit. I'm KotLGuy on my Twitter at KotLGuy. Catch him over on his Twitter at LDDota. Hit that follow button below, and you can catch out all the VODs on the Beyond the Summit YouTube. Thanks again for coming by and hanging out. We'll be back again for more Dota action later on. Take care, everyone.